they do not store like endless amount of information. They store information only which is not being replicated elsewhere. It's somehow how torrent networks work, for instance, that like after you uploaded the data once, you can stop uploading the data because some other host has it. So here, in a way, it's the same principle. Like once you transmitted the information to a certain amount of hosts, like to be redundant to 2 or to 3, the information on the particular host get erased, or actually not the information get erased, but the space gets space is freed on the memory, on the internal memory, so you can store new information, and it's a circle. Then you're in a loop. Then you emit new and new and new and new information, and like this, the entire network gets populated with whatever's been put once, or like whatever's been acquired by one of these machines.
The density of different information depends on how many people are nodes.
Of course, yeah, no.
So I have to move more.
Well, that is one of the.
Prenzlberg, so I have to go on the bus and go to Prenzlberg to have the film earlier.
No, that will definitely not work in a village, and that is one of the basic principles of mesh networking. That the mesh network becomes strong, or it strengthens itself with the amount of hosts involved in there, as well as the encryption protocols and the ways of saturating the data flows and saturating the simply overloading any observation systems that are obviously going to be pointed to this kind of network. So as many hosts there are, proportionally the work of observation systems becomes harder. So only by the amount of nodes you can overcome the surveillance. That's also one of the points. So as many nodes there are, harder it is for the observation systems to actually have an overview. So they would kind of, in my opinion, they would kind of overload and explode. Like if there would be like 1 million of nodes in a network and there would be like just 10,000 observation nodes, they would simply overload. They would like denial of service. That's like a global denial of service attack on an observation system by using these machines. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but feeder networks, I was one of the nodes of those in like 95 in Russia. They were not solely distributed because, right, there were points and there were nodes. Like, and once you're a node, you can control your points, and you could have like up to 1,000 points, and you could say like you do not receive emails anymore because you are my point, and I decide not to give your emails anymore. And here in this example, it does not happen like this because each of those they are nodes.
And also, because like in Italy or in Hungary, this is the field was actually they self-censored to avoid getting computers confiscated from the state.
Yeah, yeah.
But then here you have the network is mobile.
Mm-hmm. They are geographically not fixed. Yeah. So what?
What gets confiscated in your hand.
Yeah. Well, information is encrypted.
But even if it gets confiscated, what you lose is that little thing.
Yeah, it's like 10 euros plus batteries. Batteries are included. Yeah. No, there is no conclusion to this idea, in fact, because I have no conclusion, and I, in fact, would like to leave the question open. And yeah, that would be.
As far as you are concerned, or other people are concerned, should this be considered to be work in progress that needs to be
definitely,
added upon Yeah,
Of course, yeah,
change.
it is a concept being materialized in like just few things. It's something very young.
Have you ever, you or other people, made any active use of this technology?
Well, I did use it in a city where I currently reside. Like I did some experiments with like exchange between south and north of the city, and it did work. So what?
Have you ever used this device to overthrow a government?
No, I did not.
Do you have plans?
Yes, right.
Do you have plans to?
Perhaps, yeah. If it would be capable of doing so, I would gladly engage. Yeah. In Iran, no, I
Did
was
you
no.
say that these will also be attached? Like some of them people will carry in their pocket, but then some of them will be attached to the Straßenbahn, whatever.
That's the global idea of like having these devices attached to any public transport in a city.
So some of them would just be independent and not belong to.
They would be, yeah, they would be what I call like transporting nodes, because like the people that would live in the city, they would possess these nodes for reception and exchange. But there would be also nodes that would be completely independent, that would be traveling with the public transport back and forth, all four directions and across. And they would be powered up from natural sources such as noise, electromagnetic noise, vibration, any of these kind of subliminal power sources that we have, and they would be ideally like powered up for years without having to be maintained, and they would be this kind of circles on the diagram.
Would it be easier to just use the existing networks and introduce in all the data?
Like existing networks, like what?
Kind of steganographical hidden information
Yeah.
attaches to-
Well, in fact, it is a stenographic imprint on an existing transportation network, or on an existing network of routes, of walking routes.
The whole point is going off the grid, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, it's easier
Yeah.
to use the internet and encrypt your stuff. Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
But it, basically, everything you send over the net is still.
But you can still sniff the energy.
Yeah, but who's doing that?
If I'm a government and I see this is a problem, I
Yeah,
say,
but-
we are using these frequencies.
But you know,
Yeah.
but in this case, what kicks in is the amount of nodes. You cannot monitor all of them, and then the power of a node network, of like a numerous node network
What you have
kicks in.
kids, like somebody takes your cap and then you throw it around and you run to the first guy and he throws it to the next.
Yeah, but you do not.
kick the first one, you kick the next one, you kick the next
Yeah.
one, and in the end you get your cap back.
It's not none of your cats
But you
on
do
a bus
you
going
don't
out.
The government
you
running,
don't
You have too many nodes.
you don't have like a million of government agents, right? You don't have those. What do you say? Okay, well, in China we would have 1 billion of those then.
Yeah, yeah. So that's, no, this is the thing, that it's such a tiny technology, such a tiny frequency, and it's mobile. You know, it's like really that's the thing, that these things are not stable.
But no real time. No real time.
Yeah, there is. It's a trade-off between latency and capacity,
How is
or
it,
like latency and security.
Real time is not.
Tanya, how to what extent, how much, to what extent is this project about, like everyone is talking about censorship and government spies and so on, how much is this project about that idea?
About censorship. Well,
Or is it more, like when I heard
in-
about it, I thought it's just a, I don't know, somehow a poetic idea of a different kind of network. Is it really about,
It is in the first
censorship
place
or-
about censorship, or like if we a little bit kind of reconsider censorship as the freedom of exchanging whatever we want, or like not having to care what we exchange, then it's exactly what it is about. It's about not to be having feeling to be watched.
But who's going to build it?
He did.
That's
Yeah, but from
that's a
commercial
very
parts.
interesting question.
So
Yeah.
I'm the government, I find out you use this and this chips, so I build into it an eavesdropping device you will never find.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a kind of
It could be worked
palladium,
very
palladium technology or something.
No, I very much agree on this. Yeah.
So
It's
we have our own hardware as well.
yeah. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. It is a problem. I agree. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Program,
Yeah.
put it in PGAs or something.
Maybe that's why we have to develop like
Open source hardware.
maybe that's why we have to develop telepathic kind of qualities among ourselves, to not to depend on the technology. But it is not very feasible.
Yeah, but this what you're already doing. I mean, it's like you have these guys in Berlin, it's like they pick up FM frequencies, and then it goes to their low band and monitor you, and they wait until you broadcast to charge you with money. They don't pick up this broadcast here. Even at like a larger watt transmitter, they don't pick it up. It's not worth their time. So even if those agencies are there and they have billions of spies, it's like you are even.
Depends how large.
And these nodes are moving, right? So the range is like 50 meters. You will not able to intercept the entire transmission within the 50 meters of bus passing by. So you will just get like a header or like a header plus
That's an
something.
that's a blip on a screen.
Yeah.
If you monitor something that's a blip on a screen that doesn't register anything, and then you could maybe say like somebody smarter would say, oh, you know, that's really weird. I started to notice 50 blips like this today in different places.
yeah.
And then imagine the bureaucracy behind any of these apparatus, that it takes them years to figure out that these blips represent a pattern, which is information transformation.
Yeah, but this is just imagine they know already, because hiding is just old school. I mean, just
No, it's not hiding. Like we are not hiding here.
I mean, the good security is if they know everything and still it's not breakable. This is this Russian
That's
principle.
called Facebook and Twitter. They're totally breakable. You just saw them get broken.
Yeah,
No, Facebook, you're rating in Facebook and Twitter. That's open. That just got broken.
yeah, I can imagine. I can
So
imagine.
you don't have to just ask it. It just happens.
I don't have data on Facebook.
No, you don't have to do it. That's what it means to be in the open. And you do it openly, unencrypted.
Unencrypted. Yeah, I'm not speaking for unencrypted.
Well, anyways, I just the only hello. The only intention here was to make us think and like try to imagine this sort of network. It is not realized, and I'm afraid it will not be realized. But in this context, in context of this hardware platform, but it's good to think about it, and it's good to imagine this kind of networks and see these protocols that we could establish.
Now, it would
Yeah.
be tremendously helpful to have a kind of like very, very clear example. Like, okay, this person wants this and wants to transport this information to here.
Yeah.
What is happening now?
Along
like,
the
with
way,
this
yeah,
system,
yeah, yeah.
And what would happen in another case?
Yeah.
Where could an intruder go in and pick up this? Or in this case, what is the advantage? Like to have a real like thought experiment, okay, or modeling. Of
Yeah.
And you leave it on? Finished.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.